Good. Okay. Satnam. Happy Jupiter Day or whatever day, because, time isn't real. um, but welcome, Master of the Space members. Welcome new members. And we have a very special class today. And yes, every class is special. Like every class is special. Every class is the best day, just like every day is the best day of our lives. And every single morning before you open your eyes, you should be mentally affirming to yourself how today is the best day of my life. Today is the best day of my life. Every fucking day, every morning, doesn't matter what. Every morning you should just be getting in that mental, today's the best day of my fucking life. Okay. So today's a very great class. um, and I'm not going to talk too much. We're really gonna practice. I know how I say that, and then I go on and on. But I'm going to. I really just want us to like practice these things today, because they're good. They're good things to have. What we're going to do today. And we've been working on talking about just being really in command of your reality, which you are. You're in command of your reality, consciously or unconsciously. Okay. So once you understand that you get to maneuver everything consciously, that you're not a victim of anything outside of you, that you're the only one in command of your reality, then we get to like start to have some fun with some things. But sometimes we feel like something's not moving. Sometimes we're getting caught up in what's happening externally, or sometimes just naturally, like you're feeling negative, or you're not feeling it, or you forget how powerful you are, and that's fine, because one of the things we've also been stressing in here is how you feel, how you're it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You feeling negative, you feeling angry, sad, frustrated, doesn't hinder you from creating the life of your dreams and desires. They're just thoughts, they're just feelings, and or they're just patterns and memories of things that you've been recreating for yourselves over and over again. And you're like, I'm ready to really just be in a whole quantum new zone. I get it now. I decide how I want things to go. I decide how I want things to be. I'm trusting, I'm knowing, I'm feeling really solid and steady in my foundation. But these things like keep recreating themselves, or these patterns, or whatever the things are. And I'm like just over it already. Like I'm just over it. I'm rejecting it. I'm like not entertaining it. But also I know that it's the same goes for feelings and thoughts when they're of what you would perceive as undesired. Okay. um it all is everything's the same, which is um nothing means anything until I give it meaning, and nothing is standing in my way unless I decide that it is. So negativity, anger, frustration, it doesn't matter unless I decide it matters. We're not our thoughts. We're not our feelings. We have so many thoughts in a blink of an eye. Feelings are fluid. They shift, they change, they move. We're cyclical beings. Like they go up and down, Ultimately in here we practice, we do practices so that for the most part, we're pretty steady. But that doesn't mean that we certainly don't have to be positive all the time. We're certainly not being fake positive. We just know that, like, whatever's going on in here, we have the choice to make it mean something or not. Feeling sad, feeling angry, feeling frustrated, feeling negative, no problem. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. That doesn't rule me. And it's cool that I feel however I feel right now. It's not a big deal unless I make it a big deal, unless I make it a thing, unless I start putting meaning of there must be something wrong with me. The thing, it hasn't shifted yet. I'm not doing something right. I'm angry and negative, but I should be positive. No, you're everything. You're all of it. Like, you're literally everything. You just get to decide, like, does this have anything to do with it being the best day of my life today? And you can say, like, no, this has nothing to do with that. Because we've all experienced in our lives where, like, we weren't positive, we weren't feeling positive, we weren't feeling great, we weren't even like trusting something was going to happen, we were doubting ourselves. And it all came together, didn't it? On the preference side or the non-preference side. So, every moment of every day we're manifesting, um easily. But then it gets into, like, this is what I want to be experiencing, so we just think it's hard. But if you just when we just decide and choose what kind of experience we want to have, we just know that all the little glitches along the way, unless we decide that they mean something we don't want it to mean, all it is just, no, this is all just part of it. And it's no big deal. Um, but we also understand that if we spend a little too much time in negativity, um, we can we can, I'm not going to say we block things. The energy is just not flowing. If we're all that is, and if we're God, and if everything is from us and through us, everything circulates through us, from us. We are the generating, organizing, delivering, or destroying force. We're the source of it all. If the energy's like locked up, then there's less of a flow going on. Okay. So we have Kundalini yoga to keep the channels clear and open, to keep things moving. And we know and we can feel and we can sense if, like, something feels kind of lodged up, and we have practices we can do to dislodge that so that blessings, miracles, opportunities, fun, creativity, positive shit, the things we want, everything has an opportunity to just flow easily. But everything's always flowing no matter what. It's just we have the opportunity to consciously direct how things are flowing, which is in our favor. And if we're feeling in a way we don't want to feel, we can choose just not to feel that way. But we can also do some practices if it feels like maybe a little heavier. Okay. Because we've all experienced, like, grief, anger, frustration, resentment. Sometimes things just get lodged up, and we can just unlodge them, and it's not a big deal. Okay. So we're going to do a few practices to clear, these kriyas. They're for negativity and for tension, negativity and tension release. But also we could just say, like, they're really for prosperity. They're really for abundance and flow and ease. And I like to say, like, when I'm like thinking or seeing a circumstance outside of me that in the moment feels like something's not moving, I just like go back and say, no, all channels are clear. Like the gates are open, the channels are clear, you know? And so these are practices to really that align with that concept of just like, nope, the channels are clear. Cause again, the channels aren't outside of you. The gates aren't outside of you. It's your channels, your gates. Nothing comes from outside in. Everything generates from inside out. Everything generates from inside out. You're not waiting for anything to come in. You're not even really attracting anything. You're just generating it from inside, and then everything outside reflects it, reveals itself. So we want things that we want to be able to reveal themselves. And so we're not sitting around saying, "Oh my God, the thing hasn't revealed itself. I must be blocked. My channels must be unclear." No, we just we like can't get caught up in that. But we know if we feel like we need to move some energy. We know that. So we're going to do some things to do that. And ultimately, everything we're doing today feels like it feels like prosperity practices. Because again, prosperity. What is prosperity? That I've Yogi Bhajan talked about this. We've talked about this in here. Prosperity is just whatever you want. Whatever you want, whatever you desire, is considered that's going to make you like you want it because it's meant for you. Um, and you want it because something about it is enticing to you, like you want to experience that. So that's prosperity. Prosperity is anything you want, is prosperity. So it could be love, money, fun, creativity, wealth, health, vitality, beauty, Lamborghini, like whatever the fuck, like Lamborghini, uh, prosperity, gold, jewels, and emeralds, prosperity. Like, whatever you want. It could be whatever it is. Okay. So that's what we'll do today. Okay. And obviously some of that work is going to be, we worked on breath of fire. We talked about breath of fire last week. We're going to do a fun little practice with breath of fire today also, again, because that's the energy. It's the prana, it's the breath. If the breath is moving, the breath is rhythmic, the breath is deep, then life is rhythmic and deep and, flowing. It's literally the life force. And we're still in this sun energy, the six, which I can't believe it's like July already next week. That just seems very bizarre to me. But again, this activating this life force sun energy, this vital, bright aliveness. Okay, let's tune in. All right, talked for 15. Just couldn't help myself. Okay, sit up tall. These are just good reminders. I mean, these are the things I remind myself of all the time as well. I'm sharing with you what I'm sharing with myself, almost all the time. Um, I want things to be easier for you than they've been for me, which is why I share the things I share. May you come to it way quicker than it ever took me. It's just my whole. That's what I want for you. Like for you to just get it faster, easier through my through my own trials, tribulations, and experimentation. Um, you know we should all just, really just being enjoying our incarnation here. Because that's really where we're supposed to be. We're actually meant to just be pleased. Like our whole existence, like really the purpose of this existence is to enjoy ourselves, to be pleased. Um, God gets what God wants. We're God. So, you know, if there's ways we can just like reject the struggle and the limitations and the all those things that were in the way up till now and just let all that be done with, we're just going to have a much better time. And the more people that are having a good time right now, the better for everyone. Okay, sit up tall, palms together, thumbs against the heart, the sternum, eyes closed up and in. Take a deep inhale through the nose, feel the heart, feel the lungs, feel the diaphragm. Exhale. Take another deep inhale, hold it for a moment. Exhale. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Inhale deeply, hold the breath, pull the root lock, rectum, sex organs, navel, press the tongue to the roof of the mouth, eyes closed up and in. Exhale. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Okay, hands and knees for cat cow. Heels together, knees 2 fists width apart, palms directly under the shoulders, elbows straight. Inhale, stretch the heart, throat open. Mentally vibrate Sut. Exhale, chin to chest, spine to the ceiling. Mentally vibrate Nam. And you're always in cat cow. You're leading the movement from the base of the spine, not the neck. Breathe deep. Inhale, stretch the heart and throat open. Exhale, completely hold the breath out, chin to chest, spine to the ceiling. Pull the root lock, navel to the spine. Squeeze. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, come back to the heels, forehead to the ground. Arms outstretched, palms together. Long, deep breath. Inhale mentally, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Inhale, come sitting up in easy pose. And hands in Gyan Mudra, Jupiter finger thumb tips together to touch. Left arm up 60 degrees, elbow straight. Right arm, no bend in the elbow on the right either. And just long, deep breathing. Inhale mentally, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Make sure to have that 60-degree angle with the left arm. Now switch arms. Right arm up 60 degrees, left arm down. Hand on the knee. Long, deep breathing, eyes closed up and in at the third eye. Inhale mentally, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Bring the right arm down and just sit, hands in Gyan Mudra, and meditate at the 10th gate, the crown. Meditate at the crown. Just breathe. Now, bring the arms out to the sides, straight, palms facing up, and begin breath of fire. Even inhale, exhale through the nose. Steady, rhythmic. Even inhale, exhale, focusing on the inhale, exhale through the nose. Mentally, inhale, sat, exhale, nam. Navel is pulling in on the exhale, out on the inhale. But the body's not moving. If you're on your cycle or pregnant, you just do long, deep breaths. Inhale, hold the breath, pull the arms out. Exhale, relax the arms down. And now we're going to come into the frog squat. So you just come squatting on the heels. The knees are out. Heels are glued together. You're on the toes. Heels are up off the floor. You're on the toes. Fingertips right in front of you on the floor, just the fingertips. And we're just doing 15. So inhale, straighten the legs, bring the head down. Exhale, come back down into the squat. That's 1. Okay, feet stay in place, hands stay in place. Inhale up, exhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and you can come up, straighten legs, and just bending over the legs, hands to the floor. Just let yourself hang, just to stretch for a second. And now come into rock pose. So you're sitting on the heels. And from rock pose, you're going to come laying on the back. So your knees, heel, everything stays the same. Legs stay the same. And you're just slowly, carefully bringing yourself back so that you're laying, your spine is on the floor. If you can't, you can lean on the elbows. Okay, but try to really just have like your whole upper body relaxed, the head on the floor, relax. And you're going to inhale deeply. And then every time you exhale, you're going to pull the mole bund. So rectum, sex organs, navel. So inhale, relaxed. Exhale, pull the root lock. Inhale, relaxed. Exhale, pull the root lock. It's just a long, deep breathing, but you're not holding the breath out. You're just pulling the root lock as you exhale, and then just inhaling. Mentally inhale Sat, exhale Nam. Inhale. Exhale, slowly bring yourself up. And bring yourself into a standing position. And the hands are going to be interlaced, and you're going to press the palms to the sky. And now come up onto your toes, and you're going to stay on the toes. Long, deep breathing here. So you're just holding this posture, standing on your tippy toes, and just try to stay as steady as possible. Long, deep breathing. Try to do it with your eyes closed. It doesn't specify. If you just do your best. And inhale. And exhale and come sitting in easy pose. Okay, so that in itself was its own Kriya, minus the cat-cow. Okay, so starting with this. So if you're feeling negative, you could just do that one. But now we're going to do another Kriya, also for negativity and for removing tension. So if you find that you get headaches, periodic headaches, for whatever reason, this is to also help to relieve that as well. Not necessarily, I mean, you could do it when you get a headache, but practicing this would be something that, again, opens up the channels to prevent a headache, I would also say. So sitting in easy pose, take the thumbs and apply them to it says apply to the cheeks below the eyes. Okay, so it's here in the photograph. It's not like, it doesn't say anything about the bone, but under the cheeks, or the cheeks under the eyes, and begin to massage in a circular motion. So close your eyes, sit up tall, and just long, deep breath. This releases tension. So if you're feeling tension, and sometimes like you're looking at screens a lot, you know what I mean? You get a little headache sometimes. You feel a little tension. So just whatever direction you decide, just stick with that direction. And just you're massaging in a circular motion. Now bring the right hand flat. Place the base of the palm on the center of the forehead. And then like just above the tip of the nose. So just above here. Okay, center of the forehead. And then you're just going to vibrate the hand up and down. You're just vibrating the hand up and down. Eyes closed, up and in. You're meditating on the brow point. So it's just like twice a second. It's like a very fast, like up and down, like vibrating. This is for eye tension and mind focus. And you're not sliding the hand at all. It's just, it's locked in place. And it's just like you're like moving the skin. A little bit. You're just a little vibrate up and down. It's like about 3/4. 3/4 inches up and down. Just deep breath. Now bring that right palm onto the center of the skull. Okay, so we're at the center of the skull, top of the head. And now you're looking up through the top of the head and massage in small circles. So you're sitting up straight, eyes are closed, long, deep breath, but you're looking up at the, it doesn't really say eyes are closed or not, but just you're looking through the top of the head and massaging in a circle. This is going to aid in memory. Now you're going to interlock the hands behind the neck, lean back 60 degrees, upper body, and raise the legs up to 60 degrees. So you're going to be in a V. Okay, you're just in your resting on the buttocks. Keep the legs straight, just long, deep breath here. And you're going to feel the body shake a little bit. This is balancing the electromagnetic field. Just do your best. If you have to, put a foot down, come back up. That's what we do. We just keep going back into it. inhale and lay on the back with the legs up to 90 degrees and spread apart about 60 degrees. And then you're going to pull yourself up and hold on to the toes with long, deep breathing. So the legs are 90 degrees, but 60 degrees apart. Like, think about when we do ego eradicator. The legs are apart. You're up holding onto the toes. Long, deep breathing. You can bring your head and neck up off the floor and shoulders up off the floor. Inhale. Exhale, come sitting in easy pose. And you're just going to pick a direction and just roll the neck easily. Bring your head to center, inhale. And now exhale, come onto the belly. And now we're gonna bring ourselves up into cobra pose. So palms are underneath the shoulders. And we're gonna straighten the elbows so that the upper body is pulled up. And what you're gonna do from here, walk your hands forward, lightly dragging the body. So we're just we're just like dragging the body, but the upper half of the body is in the cobra. I mean, it says walk your hands forward, lightly dragging the body, but I would assume wherever you are, you may need to walk yourself back to continue to walk forward unless you have just a clear path and you could just move yourself around if you have space. Just keep going forward, dragging yourself forward as much as you can. But if you need to do like a, shift it back to keep going forward, do that as well. Just long, deep breath as you do that. And just like breathing normally while you're doing that. Almost reminds me of one of those like those, what are they called? Those courses. It's like military training courses where you have to like on your elbows like crawl underneath something, but you're doing it in cobra. An obstacle course. Never a dull moment in the Kundalini wheelhouse. All right, now inhale and exhale and come back into easy pose. And just sit up tall, hands in Gyan Mudra. Eyes closed up and in the third eye, and just mentally, silently meditate on Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Just repeat mentally, silently, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Inhale and exhale. Okay, you can shake your legs out. So, yes, we have the shift under the eye and the third eye. So, that set, that's the relieving tension and negativity. So, and for periodic headaches, and it does feel good to just massage under the eyes and massage the forehead and the crown. Again, it's headaches, tension, negativity, even just like sickness, things like these are all just, it's like energy is just stuck. So you have to just do a little, we have all these little tools and techniques to just unstick it, like get it moving again, get the energy flowing again. Um, I like that. I like that Kriya. I like those two. So before we do our little breath of fire practice here, just talking about negativity and things like that, we can also use the mantra. I mean, you can just, there's so many things you can do to get yourself out of the neurotic hell. Okay. Um, anything and everything that we have in the wheelhouse of the abundant, limitless, infinite treasure chest of Kundalini technology. Any single thing you could pick it is gonna get you out of the funk. Okay. And quickly, and we know this, which is why we practice, which is why we're here, because we know this already. But for anybody that might be newer, or for anybody that may see this that doesn't know about it, these are just the fast track, quick fixes to really just get you out of your own situation. That isn't serving you, that doesn't feel good, that you just choose not to stay in, and you just don't, maybe you just don't know what else to do. So even just that last part, just sitting in easy pose, throwing on some gong. You don't even need the gong, but sitting in easy pose and just mentally satanama, focusing on satanama for a few minutes while you breathe. That's going to take you right, that's going to take you out of it. Okay. What else do we know we can do, which is like the quickest thing, is just say Satnam. Okay. Well, my favorite tool is just like Satnam, which is a disinfectant. Okay. It's a cleanser. It's an immediate wash away, wipe away, clear the energy, clear the space. You could almost picture yourself like spread, like, you spray, like, if you were going to spray disinfectant on something, your Satnam is just like, psh, Satnam, whoosh, white, like windshield wiper, like Satnam, literally just shifts everything. It's that powerful. Okay. Um, and Yogi Bhajan, like one of my favorite things that Yogi Bhajan ever said is like you could just be like cursing somebody, but just make sure like every like fifth word or sixth word is Satnam. So you could literally just be like, the fuck this person, but did Satnam, okay, and go right back to talking shit and Satnam, and just right back to your negative talk and Satnam. Okay, so it's just so powerful. Just like I think it was like every fifth or sixth word. I don't remember, but um, just say Satnam. Okay, but if need a little something extra, it just and part of that is to just trust that it works. Just know that it works, and apply it to your life. Try it. You're scroll. You're up on Instagram. You see something that annoys you. Satnam. You're looking at it. Oh, I can't believe like people are still believing this. Satnam, like, it's like the let them, like Satnam. clears the energy, clears the space, clears the negativity. You're thinking an old thought that, you're thinking an old thought about yourself. Satnam. You're thinking in, you're noticing yourself reacting to something that's based in lack, poverty, something that you've already shifted out of. No, Satnam. Nope, we're not doing that anymore. Satnam. Your old versions. Satnam, the past. Satnam. Memories that don't exist anymore. Satnam. Okay. But you can also get into, like, understand that every Kundalini mantra is for clears negativity. So there's mantras that we know of that clear negativity, remove blockages, clear negativity. But guess what? They all do. They all do. Like the Rake Rakanahar, the bridge over troubled water. Okay. The bridge over it gets you over on the other side of the chaos. Rake Rakanahar. The Jete Gung literally just like clears, removes, like it's a sword, slices out any possible negativity that could ever exist. The Gobinde Mukunde also just clears all negativity, all possible potential negativity. But again, they all do. So you hear that? Like they all do a lot of things, but like they all eliminate the negativity, the blocks, the anything of that's potentially even creating the negativity. The Apsahai Hoa Sache Da Sacha Doa melts your enemies like ice cream. We've talked about you're the enemy. The enemies aren't outside of you. You're the enemy. Your thoughts are the enemy. Your perceptions, your assumptions are the enemy. And then people out there are reflecting it. So the Apsai Hoa, that cuts the negativity. That cuts the negativity. The unsung Wahe Guru, you remember that every single cell of your being is God. Okay. You're just God. What does it do? It completely it's the triple head missile on the negative thought, on the insecure thought, on the doubtful thought. So what are they all doing? They're cutting negativity. They're eliminating the negativity within you so that what is then reflected is not more chaos and negativity reflecting back to you, giving you more things to be annoyed about. Okay. And so what does that do? Clears the channels. Clears the channels. Gets things flowing again. So what? Blessings, miracles, prosperity. So that could be the dominant energy flowing through you and not the bullshit. Okay, but some of even the Ramadasa, healing of all sorts. They're all healing. Satnam, Satanam, they're all healing. Every single Kundalini mantra cuts the negativity, cuts the negativity, the misfortune, the chaos, the poverty, the insecurity, the doubt, and what does it bring you? Confidence, trust, knowing, power, divinity, victory, all of them, any of them. So pick one you like and just use that. And then play around, and then we like to play around in here to experiment because they each do all have their own mystical, magical powers within them, in their vibration and their sound current, in the rhythm of the breath and the sound, and how that works with your prana and your breath, and it creates a vibration, and it's a connection to celestial forces and universal cosmic forces and all of that within you as God. Okay, so they all have their own magic power, but ultimately in the end, they're all for prosperity. They all get rid of the negativity and the bullshit. They're all healing, and they're gonna just work for you, but you just have to use them and apply it. And sometimes using it and apply it is just listening to it, and sometimes it's chanting it, but you always want to have something. You always want to have one, your in your artillery tool belt. You always want to have one that no matter so when shit is hitting the fan and you're not going to sit there and start chanting like a long mantra. You just have like your thing you can just go to that's fast, and that can just be wahe guru, wahe guru, wahe guru, wahe guru, wahe guru, wahe guru, wahe guru. That's one of mine. It's like when you're just you can't even think about it. Satnam, Wahe Guru. Those are like kind of the simplest ones. The Angsang Wahe Guru are like kind of like you need an easy thing to just go to and get used to and stick with and just use that one or two all the time for everything and all things, and you're going to notice, you will experience the shift. You just have to apply it. Instead of just knowing it, you apply it. Okay. It's good. It's good to have tools to get out of the lies. And they all eliminate fear too. So fear as well. And what it fear is just believing in something that isn't true, which is most of the things going on out there are completely false. I was at 99% of what's happening out there is a lie. You know. So you don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to. Does God worry? Nope. And ultimately, they all just remind you that you're God. God doesn't worry. God knows. God knows what's up. God knows what, not religious. This is not religious. This is you are you're God. You're the source. I am, I am. That's another thing you could say. I am, I am. I am, I am, I am. My finite self is the infinite self. My finite this vessel, this physical vessel here is the infinite. I am that I am. I am whatever I say I am. Okay. Breath of fire. So let's do this fun little practice. I read some stuff from this cute. I read the sweet little poetry of Breath of Fire last week from Yogi Bhajan. Um and again, it does everything. There's another thing that does everything. And I was in a little back and forth with a friend of mine who's also a teacher yesterday. And we were just talking about, because like people like to send me things about like the stuff going on in the world, and I'm just like, I'm like kind of all over it at this point, because like I've known these things for a million years. Like I've already known these things, so things that are coming to light that were considered perhaps in a conspiracy sort of realm, that like anybody with like real sense, intuition, and like understanding, like you just knew. And then now like now they're actually admitting to these things on the news, like all kinds of things, not just in one avenue, but all kinds of things, just everything coming out into light. Nothing is hidden in the Aquarian age. And now like things that you might have thought like so and so sounded like a nut job like 5 years ago for talking about something, 10 years for talking about something. Now the local news is reporting on it. Like people are admitting to it. But there's so much talk out there about you got to detox the body. You got to always be detoxing the body. There's, the heavy metals, there's the microplastics, there's all the toxins in just the environment and the soil and the food, in, you know, medicinal practices that are, unnatural. There's all kinds of things that are, by default, you wind up just having them in your body no matter how much you take care of yourself, no matter how well you take care of yourself, because it's in the air. All right. It's in the air. Um, And I was just like, yeah, it's like, yeah, true. There's all these toxins like in our environments now that were not there before because they are man-made things, man-created things, and um, that's I'll just stop it there. Okay, but we know this. Um, so you got to detox the pathways. You got to do this. You got to do this cleanse. You got to do that cleanse. You got to do this thing. You got to do that. Okay. So all that is out there, which I am not against doing anything that you feel is going to serve your body. What I'm not for is getting stressed out and anxious and having anxiety around the thing and then doing things because you feel like you must do those things in order to get that result. And if you don't, then it's a problem and you'll be sick and you'll all that. Like that's what I'm not for. I reject that. I reject all of that because that's not helpful. You won't even have any positive benefits from that sort of assumption and fear around it. All right, so you just have to understand, okay, I'm living on this planet right now on Earth. There's things out there that are out of my control. What do I have control and command of? My perception, my beliefs and assumptions, and I do have command over my body. And that's in the way I talk to my body. And those are the things that I do for my body. And those are the ways that I feel aligned. This thing, you know what? This thing feels aligned to me in order to target this situation. And so by doing this, it makes me feel great. I feel great in doing this. I feel like I'm doing a service to myself and my body for this thing. And so now I know that by doing this thing, I'm great. I'm wonderful. I'm perfection. Every 30 trillion cell of me is God. So I can direct and instruct my body to do everything under my command. And I don't give authority to something outside of me to tell me how something's going to go, but I can utilize information out there and do things that feel aligned for me. And in that, I know and I trust that this is the thing that just takes care of the thing. And it really is it's really placebo, to be honest. Okay, because you believe that this thing that you're doing is the way to take care of your body in the best possible way. Okay. And so that's helpful. So we can do those things. I think those are great. I'm fully in support of all of that. Okay. So in my, he's like, he's saying like, I'm going to do a detox. I'm going to do a detox. And I was like, that's fine. If you want to do a detox and if you feel like that's helpful for you and, I think it's great. Okay. I was like, I take, Shilajit. Like I take Shilajit and I feel good that that's the only thing I have to do. But I also do Breath of Fire. Okay. So it's like I'm taken care of. I know that I'm taken care of. But it's really the Breath of Fire. Now, again, the Shilajit does a lot of different things. It's an ancient thing, but it gives the body all these minerals, all kinds of minerals, like thousands of minerals. Okay. And also detoxes, like gets the system so you're constant. That's the thing, you're always detoxing and eliminating things that don't belong in your system, and it's about trusting your body to understand that it knows exactly what to do. The body is brilliant, magnificent, miraculous, knows exactly what to do to eliminate and to remove anything that doesn't belong, that doesn't serve your body. But you've got to have that assumption and belief that your body knows to do that. Okay, so but the Shilajit for me also, it's hormonal balance, and it just serves the body. It kind of does like a million things. It's like one of those like base things that does everything. So I like that. I don't want to take a million things because I don't believe in taking a million things. So I do that. But the breath of fire is really the thing that cleanses, oxygenates, detoxifies the blood, the cells, the organs, the entire system. But it also clears the mind, gives you alertness, focus, relaxes you if you're feeling all like, heightened state by things. So again, it's adaptogenic in that if you need energy, if you need to focus, if you want to give yourself energy, you can do breath of fire. But at the same time, if you need to relax and calm down, also breath of fire. It's trusting and knowing I'm going to do the breath of fire and knows exactly what to do for me. It's going to go into my system and it's going to like you're activating your breath. It's going to go in and it's going to scan everything and it's going to know exactly what you need and it's going to take care of it for you. But so it's like you're also expanding the lung capacity, which just gives you vitality. It gives you energy. It gives you better life force. When you're breathing well, everything else works well. It expels any toxins from the lungs, from the lung tissue, clears mucous membranes, balances autonomic nerve. So it balances the nervous system. Everybody's talking about the nervous system. You got to regulate, or that's the new thing now. Maybe it's not new, but you got to regulate your nervous system. Is your nervous system dysregulated? You got to make sure that your nervous system is regulated at all times. It's like, it's just another like way that things get co-opted. You want a strong, balanced nervous system, yes, but like you could just do cat cow or a couple minutes of breath of fire, like, and you're gonna get it. You don't have to, again, obsessing over things that nothing's wrong with you. That's the thing. Nothing is wrong with you. And all these things out there are trying to tell you something's wrong with you, and then they have the fix for it. They're the ones to go to, pay them the money, okay, because they have the answer. But the answer is nothing's wrong with you. And then if something feels aligned as something you want to practice, do, take, whatever, because you feel like you're serving yourself and you feel good about it, then that's another story. But the breath of fire also, it just helps with the neurotic behaviors. Okay, so it does everything. That's why I like it. That's why I shared my little anecdote last week about the breath of fire, but it really just does everything. Okay? And again, when the breath is in rhythm, life is in rhythm. When the breath is in rhythm, life is in rhythm. Again, just uh another way that we've been hearing that maybe a long time and we're understanding the breath that's within you. Life, external. The internal is balanced, the external is balanced. Why? Because everything's a reflection of you. So if your breath is off, life is off. The rhythm of the breath is off, life is off. So if something feels chaotic out there, just get in rhythm with the breath. There's that, the song, the Gloria Estefan, the rhythm is going to get you. Rhythm is going to get you. All right. So the rhythm is going to get you. So either it's going to get you in a positive way or a negative way. All right. I love that song. Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. All right. Rhythm is going to get you. So with the breath of fire, again, we'll just go over it. And then we're going to do this like little practice because it is sort of the prescription that Yogi Bhajan gave is like do 15 minutes of breath of fire per day and like you're never going to have a problem. You're not going to have a health problem. You're not going to have disease. You're not going to have problems. You're just not going to have problems. And it's the thing. Like with Kundalini, it's like you're not gonna have problems because then even if something comes up that might be a perceived challenge or something, you're oxygenated, you're good to go, you're neutral, you get it. So like you don't even see things as problems. Okay, so the thing about it is it's an even inhale exhale through the nose. It's a rhythmic even inhale exhale through the nose. So when you're just focusing on you're literally just focusing on the breath coming in and out of the nose. Okay? It's coming in and out of the nose. That's where your focus is. And then you bring the navel into it. So so breathing properly is when you inhale, your belly comes out. And when you exhale, your belly comes in. And many people breathe wrong. They breathe incorrectly. So that's the one of the things to focus on. For if you're like out of sorts, be like, is my breath right? All right. Is my breath right? Is my belly moving properly? Again, it's like you're inhaling, you're filling yourself up with breath. So of course your belly is going to come out, your diaphragm's going to come out. And then on the exhale, pushes in, the breath comes out. Okay, so that's proper breathing in general. But you do press the navel. You do give a little extra attention with the navel. It's like a natural pulse. It's just like dancing. I like to think when I'm doing breath of fire, my navel is dancing with the breath. It's dancing, dancing to the rhythm. It's dancing to the rhythm. The rhythm is going to get you. Okay, you're just going to have fun with this rhythm. All right. So what's not happening that I see with several with many people out there in the world that teach breath of fire, not necessarily people that teach Kundalini, but people that teach breath of fire that are not really in the Kundalini space, perhaps because I see all kinds of like the body is jerking as people are doing breath of fire. We are not doing that. The body is not even moving. You're not, there's not like this, like, I see a lot of that. I don't get it, but let them. I'm not here to tell people that they're doing something wrong. I just want to do it properly. And when I teach it, I want to teach it properly because I want us to get all of the benefits. Like you want the bennies out of this. So we want to do it right. And that's what we do in Kundalini. We work on our precision. Okay. It could take practice. The breath of fire doesn't have to be fast. It could be slow. You could work up to it. Okay? So it's just that it's an even inhale, exhale, powerful through the nose. And just in general, breathing through the nose. I see a lot of people out there. Um, another new craze that's been happening is this mouth tape, which I think is fucking ridiculous. But again, let them. But I don't even think anybody that practices Kundalini is worried about mouth tape because we already know, unless otherwise specified, we're always breathing through the nose. We have other breaths where we are doing with the mouth. We have a lot of different breaths where it's specified the cannon fire with mouth. But at the base, you're always just breathing in and out of the nose. So we don't need mouth tape. We've none of us are, we're not mouth breathers. Like, okay, so it's just the whole thing about the mouth tape to me is like very odd. Like who decided mouth tape? Just to practice Kundalini yoga, and you'll naturally just only breathe through your nose. It's totally a fucking gimmick. Somebody decided what a great way to make money, and now everybody's on the bandwagon. People are sleeping with mouth tape. Imagine, again, it's like I talk about, you got to get into habits that light you up, that light you up. Okay. Don't fall for things that you think you have to do. Just like stop yourself. And that's another thing that Breath of Fire does. You can hear all these things out there and it allows you to stop yourself and say, is this something that makes sense for me? Or is this a craze? Or is this a, like the methylene blue craze, which served to be, it turns out in the end, not good for you, but everybody was on this craze. Okay. So there's, again, just like the positive, the positive intentioned people also get co-opted. It's just, nobody's safe out there, but you're safe because you can stop yourself and be like, is this something that actually makes sense to me? Is this something I want to do with my time? Or do I feel like it's something I have to do or I won't be healthy? I have to do this or I won't be healthy. Or hmm, this seems like something that I could get on board with and try out. And it feels good to me. And I feel like it's going to serve me. And so I'm going to do it. Okay. So, anyway, all right. So we want to just make sure the ratio of the breath is equal. We're not getting, it's not a chaotic breath. It's not erratic. Okay. And that's it. So we're going to start out. What we're going to do is we're going to do it for 1 minute. Then we'll do 2 minutes. Then we'll do 3 minutes. Then we'll do 4 minutes. Then we'll do 5 minutes. And we'll take like a minute, like a little rest for a moment in between those that will equal 15 minutes. Okay. So that's the practice we're going to do. And this is something that you can do again um, because sometimes you do have to work up to it. That's why I really am an advocate for like 1 minute of breath of fire at a time, like throughout the day. Like just if I can I just do 1 minute right now? Even if you're streaming a show on a platform that has commercials, okay? Because let's face it, those commercials are the worst. Okay. It doesn't matter what streaming platform it is. Some are worse than others. It's really just the worst of the worst. And then what's even worse than that they're all bad. Um, I've been mentally saying lately that like drug commercials are illegal. Which like if for my streaming platforms, I know that there's a whole thing about that, but it's just like they're all terrible. Every commercial is terrible. So mute the television during the commercials. And I've been doing this for years. Mute the television during commercials, mute the streaming, mute it. Do a minute of breath of fire. You know, do a minute of breath of fire during the commercials. That's kind of one of my favorite things to do. Um, especially if you're whatever, who cares what you watch? Okay. Watch whatever you enjoy is what to watch. All right. Do whatever you fucking want. Again, God is here to be pleased. You're here to be pleased. Don't feel guilty for enjoying a television show. Don't feel guilty for doing whatever it is that you like doing. Do what you like. Also do other positive habits. Nothing's a bad habit. Like, all right. The breath of fire helps you determine what's best for you also. And it'll just automatically lead you to things that are good for you. You don't have to force yourself, but you can also just chill and relax and like stream shows if you want, if you like it. All right. Sit up tall, hands in Gyan Mudra, and eyes are closed up and in. And begin the breath of fire. And again, if you're on your cycle or pregnant, you just do long, deep breath. You don't do breath of fire for the first few days. Okay. You're on the clock. Inhale deeply, hold the breath, pull the root lock. Exhale, just sit and relax for a moment. Okay, and now begin breath of fire. You're inhaling mentally Sat Nam, so Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam mentally. Relax the face. Relax the shoulders. And again, the navel's just lightly dancing. You're not billowing the belly. It's not like a pumping. It's just the navel like lightly dances naturally. Now inhale, pull the root lock, hold it. Exhale, just relax. And now, again, begin the breath of fire. And just like be intentional with it. It's just the focusing on the even inhale, exhale through the nose. The chin in, the chest is slightly lifted, the shoulders are relaxed, the face is relaxed. It can be slowed down. Like it's not a forced breath. Inhale. Hold it, exhale, and just rest for a moment. All right, and begin again. This is our 4-minute set. And it just gets like easier. And that's the thing with Breath of Fire. We work up to longer periods of time feeling like we could just keep going. And it's not a strain. And that's the sweet spot for doing it for extended periods of time. And again, we're purifying the whole system. And you just feel good. You know, why not feel good? Inhale, hold it, pull the root lock, squeeze up. Exhale, relax, and just breathe normally for a moment. And now, again, breath of fire. The final piece here will go for 5 minutes. And just try to be as relaxed as possible in it. Inhale, hold the breath, pull the root lock, squeeze, hold. And exhale and just meditate for a moment. And inhale and bring the palms together. And may the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Sam. Nam. Sam. Nam. Sam. Nam. Satnam. Okay, so if you have some time, you could lay out a little bit after that practice. Maybe, do a little something, walk around, talk to people before you operate a vehicle. Um, and just know that, like, what you just did for your body is just everything. You just gave yourself everything. And, drink some water and just, have an amazing rest of your day. The best day of your life. Okay. Love you. Satnam.